Well, in case you missed it, looky what we've spotted in Chicago. Tesla Cybercab testing in very cold conditions in the third most populous city in the United States of America. Imagine my shock to see Tesla strategically targeting high population metropolitan areas with Cybercab first. Big deal. I said many months ago, Tesla will be strategically working their way down fairly close to the exact order of the largest cities in the US by population with deployment of their fleet of robotaxis. And far fewer full-time robotaxis are required than most people anticipate to fully service a city with a population of less than 3 million. And my condolences to Tesla investors, but I think Jim Cramer's figured it out. Check this quote out. Jim Cramer recently said, "Repeat after me. Tesla's a robot company. Tesla's an autonomous driving play. It's not just a car company. And this might be the quarter that defines that new narrative. The stock goes higher. If so, here's what's going to happen." By the way, just jumping in here, I really wish I had a crystal ball like Jim Cramer to so confidently predict what a stock's going to do over the short, medium, or even long term. But here he goes. Here's what's going to happen. The stock is just going to, from the moment you see the results, the stock's going to go sky high. I'm not kidding. That's going to be the one that does the best if they define it as a non-car company. And when he's talking about the one that does the best, that was in reference to the MAG 7 stocks. So Jim Cramer, pretty explicitly predicting Tesla stock, assuming people realize what's happening with robots, including autonomy, going to go sky high. Well then, it was good while it lasted. And now a brief detour, but still on the topic of robots and Tesla. Everybody's favorite, Adam Jonas from Morgan, sometimes more accurately known as Moron Stanley. The title of this article suggests he's betting his reputation on robots. Just wanted to focus on this. In a report last month, Adam Jonas forecast 1.4 billion in annual robot sales by 2050, bringing in $25 trillion in global revenue. Now, I have to say a few things. First of all, credit where it's due, as much as I've roasted Adam in the past occasionally for some of his very interesting calls, like that Tesla bear case that split adjusted, I think in 2018 was less than $1 per share. Never made sense. Although, if the purpose of that was actually just to get attention and coverage, 200 IQ move there, Adam. Still talking about it years later. But the fact that he's gone out this far into the future, 2050, a quarter of a century, in and of itself is pretty stunning for an analyst on Wall Street. I guess Adam hasn't received the memo that it's illegal to look out any further than the next quarter or two, let alone next year or two, let alone 2.5 decades. So credit where it's due for the long-term perspective. I also have to give him credit for putting his best estimates out there, which today, to most people, will sound ridiculous and over the top, although in the fullness of time will probably be way under the mark. The ball's on this guy, as an analyst, to be talking about not only 2050, but call it 1.5 billion robots annually sold by that point in time, and 25 trillion in global revenue. I'm actually quite impressed. Now, the caveat here, this includes drones, autonomous vehicles, hundreds of millions of humanoids and home robots. While we're on the subject of Tesla and, importantly, humanoid robots, just wanted to share this clip from everybody's favorite pessimist, Jan LeCun. The T in his surname is silent, for those wondering. Now, who is Jan LeCun? Over on Wikipedia, Jan LeCun is well known for his work on optical character recognition back in the day and convolutional neural networks. He also, for a while there, worked for Meta Platforms, and almost the instant he became an employee over at Meta, shout out to Facebook, began publicly criticizing, attacking, shitting on and mocking Elon Musk on X, at which point I realized this guy may have a relatively high IQ but is also simultaneously an absolute fucking retard. Unless he's gone and deleted his post on X, I encourage you, check out what he was saying. So the purpose for that introduction is just to provide some context. This guy does have some understanding of the world of AI. He also has a track record of being extremely negative and pessimistic and often embarrassingly wrong. Here's what he had to say recently about humanoid robots.
But it's expensive in the sense that how is it that a 17-year-old can learn to drive in 10 to 20 hours of practice? And we have millions of hours of training data that we could, in principle, train a machine learning system by imitation to imitate human drivers. But that doesn't work. You don't get reliable driving systems this way. And so...
So does he not know about Tesla doing exactly that, training end-to-end on video of good human drivers and getting great, capable, safe, reliable driving systems? That's exactly what Tesla has been doing. Now, there was earlier a point about a teenager learning to drive in a dozen or so hours. learning some of the basics and fundamentals, but takes many, many years, hundreds, if not thousands of hours of driving before you've really learned it. There's a reason we have some form of provisional license or supervised driving before we get a full unrestricted license. Though his point is really just talking about the efficiency of AI versus humans. Our neural nets are pretty efficient. A few billion years of biological evolution will do that. We can learn a task with a much smaller set of data than it's currently required to train an AI to do something comparable. But his point about not being able to teach a driving system based on video of good human drivers, it's a non-starter because, again, we've seen Tesla. They're currently operating legal, fully autonomous robotaxis. They've done the very thing he's claiming they can't do. Can't wait to hear more from this very intelligent man.
That sort of leads me to another statement about robotics. There's a lot of companies building humanoid robots, and they do those kinds of, they play kung fu and, impressive things. This is all pre-computed, okay? None of those companies, absolutely none of them, has any idea how to make those robots smart enough to be useful, right? That's a big secret of robotics industry.
I'm just taking a break here to make sure my puny brain is following along here with Gigabrain over here explaining how none of these companies can do this. So the same guy who's just suggested that you can't get an AI to drive a vehicle by training it on data of good human drivers, which is false, again, shout out to Tesla's robotaxis, is now telling us that none of the companies attempting to build useful, intelligent humanoid robots have any idea how to do that. Okay, please tell us more.
You can train them on very narrow tasks, and you have to collect lots and lots of data, the same way people thought they would build self-driving cars.
Again, implicit in his statement, the same way people thought they would build self-driving cars. In other words, they were wrong. But again, Tesla's doing exactly this thing that he's seeming to suggest wasn't possible. On what planet does this guy live?
And it's expensive, and it's only practical for a small number of narrow tasks, and you don't have robots that have nearly as good as a common sense as your house cat, let alone human intelligence, right? So that's the challenge for the next few years, right? Getting systems to really understand the real world. And the problem is that the approaches that have been successful for language do not work for high-dimensional continuous noisy data. You have to use something else.
Now, no one's saying that humanoid robots are going to be easy, but there seems to be a fundamental flaw in his line of reasoning here. Again, I asked the question, does he not know what Tesla's done with autonomy? They've solved this very problem. Farzad asked, why is Le C-Bomb such a negative Nancy all the time? Now, I could speculate, but I'm not going to put up my psychologist hat today, so all I will say at a general level is it is in fact accurate to describe Lecan, remember the T is silent, as having been quite negative basically all the time. Elon Musk actually responded to this question. Remember, Jan, let's see you next Tuesday, for a few years was relentlessly attacking Musk on X. Musk answered by saying that he thinks if he can't do it, no one can, with a laughing crying emoji. That might be accurate. And now a bit of contrast from Jan, let's see you next Tuesday, aka Negative Nancy, to Demis Hassibis, who, by the way, if you don't know, on screen now, well known in the AI world for DeepMind, AlphaGo, and AlphaFold. CEO and co-founder of DeepMind, which eventually was acquired by Google and became Google DeepMind. If AlphaGo rings a bell, that was a massive moment where the world's best Go player got crushed by an AI. AlphaFold, a more recent breakthrough with protein folding, incredible stuff. The dude is a legit gigabrain and also seemingly not a pessimistic turd. Not that I'm suggesting Jan is a pessimistic turd, but I'm not suggesting that he's not a pessimistic turd either. Let's see what he had to say.
Discovering new materials, even we've seen now Gemini being integrated into humanoid robots. Is the AlphaFold moment for the physical world and AI here? What is that, and what does that look like?
Yeah, I spent a lot of the last year actually looking very carefully into robotics. I do think we're on the cusp of a kind of breakthrough moment in physical intelligence.
So I just had to take a moment here to really drive home the contrast between Jan, we'll just call him Nancy, right? Negative Nancy. So Nancy, none of the companies trying to solve humanoid robots have any idea how to do it, versus Demis here saying we're on the cusp of a breakthrough in real-world intelligence. Clearly they can't both be right.
I still think we're about 18 months, 2 years away from we need to do more research, but I think the foundation models like Gemini show the way forward. I mean, from the beginning, we made Gemini multimodal, so it could understand the physical world for multiple reasons. One was so we could build a universal assistant, maybe that exists on your glasses or your phone, that understands the world around you. But of course, a second use of that would be for robotics.
So what does that moment for the physical world look like?
I think it's having robots, reliably do useful tasks out in the world. And I think there's a few things holding that back still. Part of it is the algorithms are still not quite there. They need a little bit more robustness. They have to work with less data than you get for the LLMs or the models that work on just digital realm. You can sort of create synthetic data. It's a lot harder to make that kind of data. And there's still sort of some problems in the hardware that are not solved, specifically things like the arm and the hand. Actually, when you look into robotics very carefully, you get a newfound appreciation, at least I did, for the human hand.
Fascinating that this has come up. He's absolutely right. I've been saying that for some time. The two big problems are the brain. The biggest problem there is vision, most of which Tesla has solved with FSD, effectively transplanted that into the brain of the humanoid robots. But there's still some other stuff as well. But vision is a huge piece of intelligence in the real world. But the other, almost equally important part is the hand. This is why I've been saying repeatedly for Tesla investors, the thing you must focus on regarding Tesla's progress with the humanoid robot is the hand. Superhuman dexterity, control, finesse. Demis is right, we're not quite there yet, but this is where all eyes should be focused. Now it's interesting, because what we're hearing now, he says we're on the cusp of a massive breakthrough in physical AI in the real world. Big challenge here, we're not quite there with the algorithms, but he's predicting next 12, 18 months, that's going to happen. And also emphasizing that we're not quite there with the hand, also true. Whereas Demis is essentially saying, look, this is inevitable, there's still a little bit of work to do, but massive breakthrough coming soon, we'll solve these problems. Versus Jan implying that none of the companies trying to solve this problem have any idea how to do it. By the way, isn't it fascinating? The timing of Tesla's debut of even the concept of the humanoid robot to their goal for first production models and sales to customers, the timing of this lining up almost perfectly with Demis's own predictions on when this problem is solved, next 12 to 18 months. Musk on the record saying that he believes that Tesla may be selling humanoid robots to the first customers end of next year. Now, I'm not very good at counting, but that's less than 24 months from now.
And how exquisite evolution has designed that. It's incredible. And it's very hard to match.
The creationists have left the chat.
The reliability, the strength, and the dexterity that the human hand has. So there's still quite a lot, in my opinion, pieces that put together, but there's very exciting things. I mean, we just announced a new deep collaboration with Boston Dynamics. They've got some very exciting robots in Hyundai and actually applying it to automotive manufacturing. And we'll see over the next year how that goes in sort of prototype form. And then maybe in a year or two, we'll have some really impressive demonstrations that we can scale up.
Remarkable on the timing again. He's thinking maybe a year or two. Remarkable capabilities for humanoid robots. One final and important point I'd like to make on disruption and innovation. You've probably heard the term skate to where the puck is going. The last thing you want to do is be a negative Nancy like Jan and fail to anticipate the progress of technology, of costs, of software. Fail to see what today is not yet 100% solved, but soon will be. To fail to recognize roughly when that problem is solved and to plan accordingly. Tesla unveiled their humanoid robot at the exact right moment, gave themselves just enough time for prototyping, rapid iteration, trial and error, to develop the actuators, electric motors, all the bits and pieces, knowing that by the time they were ready for their first production model, the stars would align, and what a few years ago wasn't possible and wasn't viable would be within reach. By the time the stragglers realised, oh, this is possible, we have solved the hand, we have solved real-world intelligence, companies like Tesla will have established an unassailable lead. Moral of the story, pessimism does not pay. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.